For over 5 months, we've watched genocidal carnage against the Palestinian people in Gaza. Almost 32,000 people killed, more than 13,000 of them children, and many more uncounted under the rubble while the numbers keep rising. This mass death and destruction is being carried out by Israel, but the 2,000-pound bombs, the guns, and the support are all provided by the U.S. And on top of the bombings, the families obliterated and the children orphaned, Israel is now starving the entire population of Gaza. And this has been fully backed by the entire ruling class of the U.S., both the Republicans and the Democrats. And while Biden has raised some criticism of Israel, he has put zero restrictions on the endless flow of weapons, cash, and diplomatic cover to continue this genocidal nightmare. In response to this, groups like If Not Now and Jewish Voice for Peace have been among those who've courageously disrupted business as usual to demand, not in my name, to demand a ceasefire. This has been righteous, and much more of this is needed. But now they've joined a coalition of groups in a new campaign that's focused on rejecting AIPAC. AIPAC is a pro-Israel lobby group that pours money into pro-Israel candidates and attacks candidates who are even slightly critical of Israel. The organizers say that AIPAC is what's driving Democratic Party support for Israel, and they're pleading with Democratic Party politicians to sign a pledge that they won't take money from AIPAC. Look, this campaign is a disastrous dead end. The U.S.'s unconditional support for Israel is not caused by AIPAC. This support has been driven by the needs of U.S. capitalism imperialism, a system where the U.S. is in cutthroat competition with other rival powers to maintain its global top dog domination. And maintaining global top dog domination requires control of the strategic region of the Middle East, its resources, people, and trade routes. This is why the U.S. has propped up the military and economic might of Israel, because Israel is a military bastion for the U.S. in the region. And Israel's also played a major role in the military training and execution of war crimes in other parts of the world, from Guatemala to South Africa, which has helped maintain the rule of U.S. imperialism. The revolutionary leader, Bob Avakian, breaks all this down in a recent series of social media dispatches. The fact is that the U.S.'s strategic decision to go all in with Israel, it predated AIPAC. Look it up. AIPAC did not gain the power it has because it has particularly effective lobbyists and a big budget. It is effective because its mission aligns with the interests of U.S. empire. The organization If Not Now wrote that, quote, AIPAC and its GOP megadonors have no place in our party, spending millions in Democratic primaries and lobbying against Palestinian lives, end quote. Really? Our party? Was it your party when Democratic President Truman rushed to be the first world leader to officially recognize Israel as a legitimate state in 1948, when Israel was in the middle of forcing at least 750,000 Palestinians from their land to found the state of Israel? Was it your party when Obama fully backed Israel in 2014 when they attacked Gaza, killing over 2,000 civilians, including hundreds of children? And for that matter, was the Democratic Party your party when Truman dropped nuclear bombs in Hiroshima and Nagasaki, when they waged war in Vietnam, killing more than 3 million people? Was it your party when they orchestrated coups and invasions from Iran to Haiti to El Salvador? No. The Democratic Party is a ruling class party. A ruling class of a system of capitalism imperialism. A system that rests on the exploitation and oppression of billions of people, including more than 150 million children around the world, slaving in sweatshops, mines, and farmlands to serve the needs of American empire. And maintaining this empire requires terror, torture, wars, and military bases that surround the globe. To If Not Now, to Jewish Voice for Peace, and all the other groups that have signed this Reject AIPAC campaign, do you really want to claim the Democratic Party as your party? This will take you in a bad direction. As Bob Avakian has said, if you try to make the Democrats be what they are not and never will be, you will end up being more like what the Democrats actually are. This campaign to reject AIPAC will objectively lead people to work to rescue the Democratic Party and let this blood-soaked system that it's enforcing off the hook, right at the very moment when the actual nature of the Democratic Party as a party of vicious war crimes is being laid bare. While millions have come correctly to see Genocide Joe as profoundly illegitimate, and at the very moment when this whole system is being ripped apart. Look, a major role of the Democratic Party is to corral, contain, and domesticate your dissent. The Democratic Party is where meaningful movements go to die. Don't be roped into this. The dead end of Reject AIPAC must itself be rejected. And instead, here are the two things that are actually and urgently needed now. One, the powerful protest movement needs to grow more determined, broader, and uncompromising, staying in the streets with the aim of stopping business as usual in every corner of society until the U.S.-backed Israeli genocidal slaughter of Palestinians stops. And two, you need to get a scientific understanding of why this is happening, what we're up against, and what it will take to defeat it. To all the brave people, and if not now, Jewish Voice for Peace and all the groups that have signed on to this Reject AIPAC campaign, think deeply about what I'm saying. You've had the courage to put your body on the line, to say this genocide must stop, and that matters. Now have the intellectual courage to look deeply into why this is happening and what it will really take to stop it. So a challenge. Listen to Bob Avakian's social media dispatches that dig seriously and scientifically into why Biden and basically the entire government and ruling class of this country is supporting Israel in carrying out this genocide of the Palestinian people before the whole world. Why nothing short of a real revolution is what's needed and how that revolution is possible in this time. And then be part of acting on those truths.